All right, let's see what a full round of this natural looking shad color looks like. Come on. And they're gonna be a mixture of sides. But yeah, that is really impressive looking. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking some time off your day to, well, see what I'm up to. It is early April, and here in Minnesota, the ice has just come off on my local lakes about 3-4 days ago here. I haven't gotten time to get out quite yet, but we're going to get out there sometime this weekend, hopefully. And I wanted to throw some swim jigs, and for some of the ones that we tied up. And I really didn't have any good trailers that I have on hand that are going to match what I want to throw. I tied up this really cool looking swim jig. It's got this kind of a smoke back with an interference blue highlight, blue glimmer. I think it's called blue glimmer for the skirt material, with 2 strands of white in there. And I really don't have anything on hand in a swim bait for a swim bait trailer to match that real good. So we're going to do a real simple, real natural looking shad type color in a 3.5 inch Kitech style swim bait here. And we're just going to take it along and see what you guys think. Okay, so as far as materials, what we got going on here, we got 2 half cups of plastisol, because this particular bass tackle swim bait mold does not take a lot of plastic. I can usually get 10 or 12 baits out of just half a cup of plastic on each side for color. And the color that we're going to do is really, really simple. We're going to use a green pumpkin gray from MF. This is actually the color that most people use for their electric shads, but we're not going to go into electric shad today. We're going to put 0.15 black hex flake in it, and then on the other side, we're just going to go with the simple blue highlight. Just something that's really natural, something that's not electric shad, I guess you could say. Just to be different. So we're just going to go ahead and pop these 2 in the microwave here real quick. And we'll set for 330. Now most people, as far as plastisol, what type of grade I'm actually using a medium soft, because I kind of like I really like that softer Kitech wiggle, I guess you could say. And because our wire here is really cold yet, that softer plastisol will help give a little bit more action. But yeah, I'm thinking the green pumpkin gray and the blue highlight will match that swim jig up real quick, real nice like. So we will come back here when we're done cooking. Okay, so we got our 2 cups here, all nice and clear, up to temperature 350 degrees, and it's mixing here. So one thing I am going to do is, just like the Kitech, I am going to add salt. And I'm going to add more salt on the bottom side than the top side. Kitech does this. It helps balance their bait out. And I have been using 1 teaspoon and 1.5 teaspoons on the bottom side of salt. So we're just going to take our salt here. This is completely optional, because it does muddy up the bait a little bit, but this low amount of salt doesn't hurt it too bad. And I want my trailer to have a little bit, add a little bit of extra weight to my swim jigs. I'll make sure that's just to get them down a little bit, help them stay down and water calm a little bit easier. So that, there we go there. Now the exact ratio of salt that Kitech uses, I don't have a clue. Unlike the Sakamata shad that I've researched thoroughly to figure out how much salt they use, I do not know what Kitech does. I say that because this is one bait that I'm not really into getting, how's the word, the proper fall action on the fall. This is a horizontal moving bait at all times. And when a lot of people don't realize this, but when, let me grab a swim bait here. Oh, here we go. When this swim bait here, this is a bait that we're actually going to be making. When it's riding on a jig, sometimes, if you've ever seen some of these underwater videos that people do, this back tail is actually kind of floating up a little bit, kind of like this. And it just doesn't look natural. So with the salt, the goal is to try to bring this tail down, make it more horizontal. You can get away with it. You can get away from salt and this bait using a sinking plastisol like Dead On Plastics Black Bucket, but that's not particularly my favorite brand to use. But anyways, here we go. Top side, green pumpkin gray. For 4 ounces, we are going to do 20 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Give that a quick stir. And yeah, you can see it's kind of it almost looks like a smoky green, which is what we're going for. 0.15 black flake. We do not need a whole lot of this because it's a smaller flake. So with this 1/4 teaspoon, I really should get some smaller sizes. I'm going to go maybe half. Give that a stir. Because we just want it to break up just a little bit. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then on the bottom side, oops, let's make sure we cut this up, otherwise we get metal flake glitter all over the place. Clean off our spoon here. Blue highlight. Don't need a whole lot of it. I don't know, 1/16. That should be good. Well, that's what I mainly use a lot, is a lot of 1/16. And then your highlights, make sure, especially the highlight powders, if you're not using something like a liquid interference color like monkey milk or something like that from Dead On, or, but yeah, there we go. You can see it. You can see the hint of blue there. We'll get these back up to temperature. and we will quickly shoot around. Okay, so while we're reheating this plastisol up back up to temperature, on this very particular mold, on this bass tackle mold here, normally most molds, when you're doing a laminate, you go perpendicular and shoot like that. This bait orientation, however, we gotta turn it inline. The top of the bait is going to be on this side here, and the bottom belly will be on this side. So it's something that when you buy a mold and you're trying to laminate, just make sure there are occasionally times where you're going to have a mold that's oriented just a little bit different than what is normal practice here. So let's take a look. I hear the wife is home. I got money saying that I'm going to get interrupted here. Okay. We got about 319. Just about right. Make sure this other side is fine. 321. Close enough. As long as you're within a couple of degrees of each other, should be fine. Okay, we got our temperatures about the same. I'm going to give them one more good stir here to help that salt get re-suspended inside. And we're just going to shoot one bait at this particular moment just to see how the bait turned out, or what they're going to look like. Draw up. Blending block. And again, come on. We're just going to do one in the middle just to see what it looks like. Oh, just to see if we need to add more or less colorant on each side, but from what I can tell, it's just looking at the deal here. I really like what I see. Something that's really see-through, really natural, and you can even see that blue shimmer on the injector here. So let's get everything pulled out and let's take a quick look at this. Okay, let's take a look at this. See what we got going on here. See what we got. And you know, that's pretty good looking, not gonna lie. Seems to I don't know how well that's showing up on the camera, but you can see the interference blue highlight and a really natural top here. So let's just take this completely out. Let's get rid of that. And okay, so what we got going on here is we got a little bit too much of a temperature difference apparently, because some of this blue highlight spilled over into the back here, but it's not bad. Let's put it up against this jig here, this swim jig here. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be too bad. It's oh shoot, let's just rig it. Let's just rig it and see what it looks like here. It's only plastic anyways. I can I'll try to rig it straight. Generally, you don't really want to do this while it's still. And I did a terrible job of rigging it straight. But overall, that's a pretty good looking swim jig right there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's shoot a couple rounds. Now that I messed up one. All right, let's see what a full round of this natural looking shad color looks like. Come on. And they're gonna be a mixture of sides. But yeah, that is really impressive looking. Really, really happy with the way these are turning out. It's a major denting on this one here. Not a big deal when you're pouring it for yourself, but if I was going to sell these, I wouldn't be able to do that. Need to be a little bit cooler on my temperature. A lot of denting comes from the fact that this is a big fat, it's pretty fat bait here in this section right here, and the outside of it cools quicker than the inside, so it kind of gets sucked in a little bit. But here's a perfect one. The only bad thing that I don't care about this particular mold is that it doesn't always fill in these ribs all the way. But if that really matters, the fish have not shown me otherwise, because I catch a ton of fish on this particular bait. Maybe one of these days I'll sell this mold and get a little bit better design, I guess you could say. But yeah, that is really natural looking in my book. There you got that blue interference. Just a very minnowy looking color. That didn't take long for the first fish of the season. Not a big guy, but just a nice little buck. Clobbered that swim jig. Oh, that felt freaking awesome. We just clobbered that homemade swim jig that we did, along with that natural Kitech color that we just poured. Fun when they not slacking on it. Say hi, buddy. Hi to the camera. Came right where you should have been, right on that tree there.